Kate Hudson, NBC Tonight.
You're a person of interest in a homicide.
I went back in with Emery. Now you got a guy on the inside.
What do you think's going to happen when they find out he's my brother?
Organized crime next Thursday on NBC and Peacock.
Hey, it's me. Got some info on these robberies. Drive, I can't be seen in your car.
This lead could be everything. Chicago PD, new Wednesday on NBC and
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 at 10, the Northwood's best news, with Jessica Jukic, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller, and Saul Meyer with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukic. A former Milwaukee election official who was convicted of misconduct in office and fraud was sentenced today. 47-year-old Kimberly Zapata was sentenced to 1 year of probation and fined $3,000. She was also ordered to complete 120 hours of community service. Zapata was deputy director at the Milwaukee Election Commission in October 2022. The criminal complaint says she used her work-issued laptop to obtain 3 military absentee ballots using fake names and social security numbers. Prosecutors charged Zapata in November 2022 with 1 felony count of misconduct in public office and 3 misdemeanor counts of election fraud. A jury had found her previously guilty on all 4 counts. Conrad, we had a lot of rain out there today.
Yeah, around 7.5 inches of rain the last 8 weeks, but we're still in a drought, Jessica. Yes, we are. Taking a look outside, a little bit more relief is on the way, but still definitely some drought conditions all over the region. I'll talk a little bit more about that on main weather, but a couple of sprinkles will still be lingering in the area, folks. Most of that heavier rain, it is long gone, and now we will just continue to see some lingering sprinkles with some thicker clouds overnight tonight. Now, these visibilities are pretty low in some spots. Please be careful out there. 2 miles in Tomahawk, 2.5 in Medford. Marshfield is at 2 miles as well. 8 miles here in town, so much better. But then the more west you go, the lower the visibilities, and that is indicating, of course, a little bit of fog, some drizzle, and some thicker clouds still in the region. Temperature-wise, though, not much of a change. We're in those upper 40s, lower 50s in the area, still hovering in those mid-40s overnight, and that will be continuing. So we're not really going to be moving much, maybe a couple of degrees by tomorrow morning. The winds are pretty calm, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. A couple of spots, especially by Tomahawk and Merrill, near 0. Overnight tonight, though, a few lingering sprinkles. Temperature-wise, though, around 43 degrees. Jessica?
A student carrying a weapon outside Mount Horeb Middle School near Madison was shot and killed by police on Wednesday. While the events in Horeb are still on the minds of many, the school district is doing what it's needed to understand and provide emotional support for students. Many students returned to school Thursday for support to talk about what happened yesterday. The would-be shooter was killed and no students were hurt. The administration is doing what they can to provide support to students that they need to move forward.
Can't put into words, quite frankly, the amount of gratitude, profound, deep gratitude we have for the love that's been shown to our kids and this school district.
The district says their doors are open for students and parents as they navigate and process what happened yesterday. Just 1 day after students staged a huge protest on UW-Madison campus, some professors are doing the same. A small group of professors at UW-Madison held a protest Thursday in support of students' right to protest. On Wednesday, large protests were held at UW-Madison's campus over the Israel-Gaza conflict. Like many college campuses across the country, there have been pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel protests on dozens of campuses. Professors in Madison say they want it to be supportive and are hoping for peaceful meetings among students and the school's administration.
That's not the University of Wisconsin that we know, and so we're hoping that peaceful meetings, peaceful exercise of the right to exercise conscience, but also just study, would shift the needle to seriously rethink what it means to be a university in this moment.
Protesters met with the UW-Madison chancellor earlier today to discuss protester demands to demonstrate. Both sides agreed to meet again within the next 24 hours. Officials have announced that Northland College in Ashland will stay open past the current academic year. The administration has been working to restructure operations after declaring a financial emergency nearly a month ago. Northland will be cutting enrollment by around 100 students, and faculty will also be dropped from 43 to 29. Additionally, Northland will only be offering 8 majors going forward, down from over 30 that were offered before. The college estimates that this will result in nearly $7 million in savings. A lot of students are not sure what career they want to pursue, but today many had a chance to learn about some different options at Rhinelander High School. More than 600 students walked through 58 different booths featuring opportunities in the workforce, military, and furthering education. Junior Luna Grange says the day was a nice change of pace for students.
We're so used to going through school and just working on grades, but this opens our eyes to what we could do in the future, different career paths, things like going to college, going into the workforce, going into the trades or the Army. It just opens a lot of doors for us, and it's really cool to see it all.
She plans to pursue a 4-year degree. This is the first time schools outside of Rhinelander participated, with students from Tomahawk and Lakeland making the trip. Junior Brock Arrowwood said he was glad to see the gymnasium so full of people.
It's nice to see that other schools come too, and it's not just Rhinelander, like that everybody gets a chance to come witness it and get their name out there.
Arrowwood has an apprenticeship with Ponzi and plans to continue working there after high school. Students were able to simulate logging equipment as well as pretend to interview their peers. It's been nearly a decade since fishermen could take home a walleye from the Minocqua chain of lakes, but that catch and release policy will change this year. The Lac du Flambeau tribe harvested walleye on that lake on April 26th and 27th. Because of that, the DNR wanted to open the harvest to the public. Newswatch 12's Austin Carisu attended today's DNR meeting about what they made the decision on this topic.
The Minocqua chain of lakes covers just under 6,000 acres throughout Oneida County. The chain has had a 0-bag limit of walleye for almost a decade. Thursday, that bag limit was changed to 1.
We use it on populations where we still believe there is a fishable population, but that fishable population should be limited. And so that is why it's the 1 bag limit and that very small size range that can be harvested.
The length restrictions of a minimum of 18 inches in length can be kept, as well as anything over 28 inches, but walleye between 22 and 28 inches cannot be kept.
Currently considered a stocked fishery because it is not being supported by natural reproduction. We have several fisheries that we have like that across the state, and we still consider those fishable, but we try to limit the harvest there as well, especially when we're trying to rebuild them.
The board also discussed some of the biggest impacts that have been affecting the walleye population.
It is definitely multiple things. The trends of warming waters definitely has a significant impact on the success of walleye eggs to hatch, as well as for the fish to survive. The changes in food bases in some of these waters is also a component. There's also loss of habitat. So walleye need very specific size rock to lay their eggs on. And as shorelines get developed, that habitat is lost. So that is also a component.
The board stated that the new harvest regulations for the Minocqua chain can be in effect late next week.
We don't believe that this regulation will have a significant impact on the population from what we're trying to reach with our goals for this population, but still gives our anglers an opportunity to have some harvest.
Reporting in Minocqua, Austin Carisu, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Austin. Congress is looking to make airplane travel safer. Coming up, we'll have a look at what they're doing to reduce runway safety risks after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Arby's Smokehouse Brisket smokes for 13 peaceful, silent hours, soaking up all that hickory wood as the fast-paced world melts behind. Ooh, crispy onions! Arby's, we have the meat.
At Fleet Farm, we're all about your everyday. But not just any old day. Here, every day's Mom's Day. Every day's Dad's Day. Every day's game day. And every day is a peach. Whatever makes your day, Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life.
Featherstone, unmistakably Featherstone, far from ordinary, right at home. You have dreams, make them reality. Featherstone, unmistakably Featherstone.
Carpet City. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale and receive $300, $600, or even $1,000 of savings on all hard surface flooring products, such as vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, or receive free carpet installation. That's right, savings on all hard surfaces up to $1,000 or free carpet installation. See why contractors and designers only choose Carpet City Flooring Center for their flooring needs at the biggest sale.
Our prices will floor you.
You can't just pull up to a drive-thru and order perfectly tender brisket that's been slow smoking over hickory wood for 13 hours. Actually, Arby's just lied. You totally can. Arby's, we have the meat.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into what is going on down south. Still, once again, rounds after rounds of severe weather down into Texas. They've been dealing with that closer to Dallas right now. That is headed their way. A couple of thunderstorms closer to central Illinois, I'd say, into the Chicago area. Yes, Chicago was near 80 degrees earlier today, and now they are getting some thunderstorms in the region. For us, though, no thunderstorms right now. Maybe a couple of isolated ones, probably one or two, maybe a rumble of thunder, but I do think for the most part here in the Northwoods, we will be in the clear. A couple of lingering sprinkles, of course, will still be in the region. Then by tomorrow, things will significantly improve, an abundant amount of sunshine just ahead of a little tiny bit more rain moving in by the afternoon hours on Saturday. Not going to be heavy at all. We're talking just some lighter showers moving in from west to east, a little bit stronger line of showers, maybe a few thunderstorms embedded into southern, possibly into central Wisconsin as well. That's going to be headed towards Madison and Milwaukee. The next 7 days, we are talking possibly an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain. We're going to get several more rounds of rain, light rain on Saturday, and then once again by next week, we are talking an abundant amount of rain. Now, let's talk about this. Yes, the last 8 weeks, we have gotten around 7.5 inches of rain, but the 5 months before that, October, November, December, January, and February, so 5 months total, we've received less rain than what we got just the last 8 to 9 weeks. And still, even though might be even some floods outside, but we are still in some drought conditions. This is accumulative throughout the last year, and still a little bit of a drought here in town. I know it's been raining a lot, but we are still officially in a little bit of a drought, a little bit more of a drought up north, indicated in these darker orange colors, especially closer to the UP, and down south and to Iowa, those red colors indicating more of an extreme drought, even though we've got an abundant amount of rain the last several weeks. But before that, the last several months, not a lot of rain at all. Even wintertime, very, very dry. Now, temperature-wise, though, high temperatures, pretty chilly outdoors. 48 degrees as a high here in town. A couple of 50s, but you got to go down south, closer to Wausau, Mosinee. Shawnee was around 53 degrees. Green Bay and Wapaka, not too bad. Upper 50s, still well below average. Our average here in town is around 61 degrees with an average low around 35. Check out that record high back in 1959. 90 degrees. Whew, that's the middle of the summer type of weather. Wow, incredible. I personally wouldn't want some 90s right now. I know some of the folks would enjoy some 70s, maybe even some 80s. Good time to go outside and tan. Tomorrow would be a good day to be outdoors, near 70. A little bit cooler on Saturday with more chances of afternoon showers. Very light, though. And then a little bit warmer Sunday into Monday, possibly hitting around 70 Sunday into Monday. And then Tuesday, maybe same story. Overall, though, by Wednesday into Thursday, especially much cooler temperatures will be back in the forecast. For tonight, though, a couple of scattered lingering showers in the area. Thunderstorms mainly south in our southern counties. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show good-looking day for Cinco de Mayo once again on Sunday. More chances of thunderstorms by Tuesday. Jessica?
A new analysis by the U.S. Department of Agriculture found bird flu was probably circulating in dairy cows for at least 4 months before it was confirmed to be the highly pathogenic H5N1 virus. The research also found infected cattle that had no apparent connections. Scientists say that would suggest there are herds infected with the virus not yet identified. The study is the latest in growing evidence that appears to show the virus had a head start in the U.S. dairy industry for months before it came to the attention of scientists and government regulators. Congress is hoping to address the nation's shortage of air traffic controllers and reduce runway safety risks. The bill would allocate money to the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board. Jen Sullivan explains how it could positively impact passengers.
Congress is pushing to make airplane travel safer. Lawmakers are hoping to pass a Federal Aviation Administration reauthorization deal by May 10th. That's when the current temporary law expires.
Both parties have every reason in the world to get FAA done as quickly as possible.
The bill would authorize more than $105 billion to the FAA and $738 million to the National Transportation Safety Board to address the nation's shortage of air traffic controllers and implement technology to reduce the risk of runway collisions, among other measures.
To keep our skies safe, our airports safe, our federal employees taken care of.
In the last year, there have been a handful of incidents where planes nearly collided on runways at major airports across the country. Last month at Reagan International Airport, a JetBlue plane and a Southwest Airlines plane stopped about 400 feet apart. Part of the issue stems from a massive shortage of air traffic controllers. Last year, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg said the FAA was about 3,000 air traffic controllers short of their target goals. At a recent press conference, the head of the FAA said they hired 1,500 new people last year, but acknowledged more needs to be done.
So we have been doing everything within our power to increase controller hiring.
The bill would also force the airline industry to make flying more comfortable and dependable for passengers, such as mandating reviews of airline seat sizes, set a standard for travel credits, and codify airline refunds. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Thank you, Jen. The Senate hopes to vote on the bill by next week. It was signing day at Northland Pines High School. Coming up, we'll see where some area athletes will be heading to college.
Have a chance to win it all during Ho-Chunk Gaming Nakusa's Mayopoly Mayhem game. Earn entries for a chance to win rewards play, cash, and so much more. Mayopoly Mayhem at Ho-Chunk Gaming Nakusa, your place to play.
You made a cow.
Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
I'm so glad we're finally getting our new boat.
Right? So you guys picked out a boat. I'm going to have that to you in about 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Not at American Marine in Shawano. Buy a boat from us today and have it on the water next week. And we have more in stock than anyone else in Wisconsin. Pick from 900 boats and pontoons, priced low and ready to use. We will beat any competing deal by $500. Start having fun now and get on the water faster with American Marine Shawano.
Join me May 8th through the 10th as we dive in and take a closer look at pharmacy benefit managers, what they are, and the effects they're having on patient health care nationwide.
The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. NBC Newswatch 12. News from where you live.
Have a chance to win it all during Ho-Chunk Gaming Nakusa's Mayopoly Mayhem game. Earn entries for a chance to win rewards play, cash, and so much more. Mayopoly Mayhem at Ho-Chunk Gaming Nakusa, your place to play.
And coming up on News Watch 12 today, we'll be joined by Lake County Humane Society for another edition of Hold Now.
Sounds very exciting, right? And we do have a dry day coming up. And when does that dry day show up? 42 on Friday from 5 to 7 a.m.
It was win or go home for the Milwaukee Bucks when they entered Indiana down 3-2 in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Giannis Antetokounmpo out with an injury, but the Bucks had Damian Lillard back for the elimination game. Would it be enough? Let's find out when these two teams collide for the 11th time this season in the first quarter. Lillard going to find Brook Lopez, and the 36-year-old turning back the clock a little bit. Two-hand poster slam, and he puts 2 on the board. Second quarter, the Lillard-Lopez connection continued. This time it's Dame from way downtown to drain the 3-ball. But in the fourth quarter, the Pacers, they just became too much. Isaiah Jackson slams it home for 2 off of the T.J. McConnell assist. Indiana moves on. They win this one 120-98, and they win the series 4-2. May 1st is that all-important day where most high school seniors make it official where they will be attending college. With those decisions made, Northland Pines High School saw 4 seniors sign national letters of intent to continue as student athletes at the collegiate level. Signing day is always a special one for local athletes and coaches, along with athletic directors that play a role in the young athletes' careers. Each signees had a coach speak on their behalf. Northland Pines senior Mallory Schmidt is staying in state to play hockey at Marian University and talked about why that was the fit for her.
I was talking to their coach about 2 years ago, and she's been in contact ever since. And I went to tour this past summer, and just right away I knew it felt like home.
For these seniors who have a month left during their time in high school, all of them seem to share the sense of relief of having completed the college admissions process.
Yeah, it's good to get everything just done and over with and just be committed to one spot, and I'm looking forward to playing there. Their team felt more than just a team. It felt like a family. Everyone just had a really strong connection with one another and all lifted each other up.
The group caps off a school year that saw 11 Northland Pines athletes sign to compete in collegiate athletics. Well, it was raining outside, so local games were either canceled or moved indoors. High school baseball season is in full swing. However, let's see how the Great Northern Conference is looking so far. In first place, undefeated in conference play, is Mosinee. They're ranked second in the state in Division II. After them, it's Medford with a 5-2 record. Then it is Antigo, who's only half a game above Northland Pines in the GNC standings. Lakeland Union at 500, but played a couple less games than the Eagles. Finally, rounding out the standings are Rhinelander and Tomahawk. Let's head over to softball. Mosinee at the top in softball as well, not only in the conference, but in the entire state for Division II. After them, it's Medford, 2 games back of Mosinee. A tie for third between Antigo and Lakeland Union, who are 1 game back of Medford. Rounding out the rest of the standings are Tomahawk, Northland Pines, and Rhinelander. And moving on to the girls' soccer standings, Lakeland Union is undefeated and in first place atop the conference. Second place is a tie between Rhinelander and Medford, who each hold 10 points. Northland Pines is in 4th place with 7 points, rounding out the standings, Mosinee and Antigo. On a day in which the rain wiped clean the majority of the local athletic slate, there was some indoor tennis action in the comfort of the Hodag Dome. The Rhinelander Hodags were in action hosting Stevens Point Pacelli. With the shorthanded Pacelli team making the trip, only 3 matches were played, 1 match in single and the final 2 in doubles. The Hodags were impressive, winning all the matchups. They were victorious in all 3 in straight sets. The win keeps the Hodags unbeaten in conference play. They win the match by a final tally of 7-0. We'll be right back after the break.
What would you do with $10,000? Listen to Wave 100.5 mornings at 7:20 to guess the 3-digit combination that will open the radio cash vault to put 10 grand in your hand. It's 10 grand a day in May.
Wave 100.5.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport, all equipped with 4x4 capability and with the help of GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Lease a Bronco Sport for just $299 a month for 36 months. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
ELM Repair in Edgar is a family-owned and operated full-service diesel repair shop. From pickups to semi-trucks to heavy equipment and RV service. If it runs on diesel, we can repair it. Want more power and better mileage? Our experienced professionals will get your truck running and at peak performance. With a state-of-the-art dyno and fully stocked parts department, we can even come out to you with our 24-hour mobile repair service. ELM is always looking for passionate and talented people to join our team. The Diesel Doctor. Have it done right the first time at ELM Repair.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic, American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
What would you do with $10,000? Listen to Wave 100.5 mornings at 7:20 to guess the 3-digit combination that will open the radio cash vault to put 10 grand in your hand. It's 10 grand a day in May.
Wave 100.5.
Here in the Northwoods, we're surrounded by nature, and one local organization is making sure we stay connected to the wildlife around us. Our own Christopher Bouchon has more.
I'm here with Myrtle at the North Lakeland Discovery Center, where they have many different ways to connect people with nature. I spoke with their naturalists to learn about the activities they use to connect with nature. North Lakeland Discovery Center in Manitowish Waters was originally the Youth Conservation Corps from 1966 to around the 1990s. Naturalist of the Discovery Center, Jenna Richardson, said then in 1996 the Manitowish Waters community banded together to create the nonprofit organization they are today.
Our goal of the center is to educate the public, school groups. We do overnight trips, residential groups as well, so groups of individuals can come from all over the Midwest and stay in those old historic YCC cabins.
The Discovery Center is free for anyone to enjoy and has many different activities for kids and adults, like climbing to the top of their bird nest to get a full view of the center.
Here in the Nature Center, it's sort of like a self-led experience where people can come in, see some local wildlife species in animal mount form, look at some bones and other artifacts.
Along with 12 miles of trail system open dusk till dawn for hiking and biking. Although they do a lot of educating, the North Lakeland Discovery Center also has a woods and water team out in the field.
That actually go out and do land restoration for people in lakes. They remove invasive species. So we actually are not only educating people, but we're helping to clean up the environment around us.
The Discovery Center is also planning for a busy summer with around 150 programs to offer, such as a critter feeding hour coming up this Saturday, May 4th.
Kind of just mixing it up. We do all sorts of things for all different people of all walks of life and ability levels, and we just want you to explore with us.
Reporting in Manitowish Waters, Christopher Bouchon, Newswatch 12.
Everyone's vision needs are unique. At Shopko Optical, our caring team of professionals will work with you to ensure your vision is at its best. Shopko Optical can help you experience every detail, color, and breathtaking sight in clarity.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Havish, Havish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Times of transition, whether from a sad event or a joyful one, can leave us feeling adrift. Social connections are an important part of a healthy life. Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health. It can lead to high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain connections to people, not just in your family, but others whose relationships bring meaning to your life. Trying a new hobby, volunteering, exercising, even using your phone or other device to stay in touch with others. All these can be great ways to keep up your social connections and your physical and mental well-being. Visit connecttoeffect.org to see if you're at risk of social isolation and find ways to get connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. And for more than 100 years, American Humane has been protecting animals in times of crisis. And if you're like me, your pet means the world to you, and you want to keep them safe if disaster strikes. American Humane's first responders are always prepared to rescue animals in danger, but you can also help. To learn more about disaster planning and keeping your animals safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Builder Service. We're your hometown hardware store. Plumbing, electrical, paint, automotive, keys, tools, lawn and garden. We're more than just a lumberyard. Highway 45 in Elko.
Cicadas will soon be emerging, and a bakery in Highwood, Illinois is looking to cash in on the buzz surrounding them. The Benfort Bakery is bringing back its cicada cakes from their 17-year hiatus. The little bundt cakes are dipped in chocolate. They use red-coated chocolate candies for the eyes, and the wings are covered in dyed chocolate. How cute.
Those look really good.
That looks good.
Yeah.
That looks good, but I don't know about cicadas being cute. Not really, you know?
The bundt cakes are cute.
Yes, the cakes are wonderful. I probably would want one as well. But I heard cicadas can't see. And you know what else can't see? I mean, visibilities are pretty low right now. Be careful out there, folks. You know, please slow down. Roads are wet. They will continue to stay wet at least the next several hours. By tomorrow, though, wow, much better weather. We're going to see lots of sunshine, warmer temperatures, much warmer temperatures. But first, we got to deal with a little bit more sprinkles in the area. Temperature-wise, though, I mean, Chicago was almost at 80 degrees earlier today. Washington, D.C. in the lower 90s. And once again, they're going to stay warm. We're going to be warm for tomorrow. A little bit of rain on Saturday. Very light, though. An abundant amount of sunshine Sunday into Monday. So Cinco de Mayo looks promising.
The temperatures are looking nice.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Forward to. Thanks, Conrad. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Big Cheese 107.9 is Big Variety. With Trav in the morning. And the tunes to get you through the workday. Big Cheese 107.9.
Get an 11% rebate on your outdoor project. Midwest Master is a premium all-purpose grass seed mix that starts growing fast and blends well into existing lawns. A 15-pound bag covers up to 3,750 square feet and is $39.99 after rebate. Keep your lawn growing strong with Rainbird Sprinklers. This gear-drive sprinkler sprays up to 38 feet, just $9.78 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
You made a cow.
Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
I'm so glad we're finally getting our new boat.
Right? So you guys picked out a boat. I'm going to have that to you in about 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Not at American Marine in Shawano. Buy a boat from us today and have it on the water next week. And we have more in stock than anyone else in Wisconsin. Pick from 900 boats and pontoons, priced low and ready to use. We will beat any competing deal by $500. Start having fun now and get on the water faster with American Marine Shawano.
Join me May 8th through the 10th as we dive in and take a closer look at pharmacy benefit managers, what they are, and the effects they're having on patient health care nationwide.